Hi everyone, today I am going to discuss about the placenta. Before knowing the placenta, you should know about the structure and functions of the uterus and layers of the uterus. Let us start with the placenta. Placenta is a temporary organ designed to serve as a lungs, gut, kidneys for the fetus while keeping the mother's immune system from attacking the invaders. So this placenta situated in the upper pole of the uterus, either anterior or posterior. It is situated at the fundal area of the endometrium, or you can call it as upper pole, anteriorly or posteriorly. And from the placenta to there is a umbilical vein which is towards to the fetus. So how this placenta develop? This placenta develop from the outer layer of the blastocyst, which is made up of trophoblast cells. Sometimes it is called as engineers of placenta. These cells are called as engineers of the placenta. So the placenta, it is an organ that develops in the uterus during pregnancy. So what is the function of the placenta? This structure provides oxygen and nutrition to the growing baby. It also removes the waste products from the baby's blood. The placenta attaches to the walls of the uterus and the cord. As I said that in a previous slide that the umbilical cord is attached to the placenta. It is connected with the fetus. So as you can see here, placenta, there are surfaces we'll discuss in the next slide. So when we talk about the anatomy of placenta, placenta is a fleshy which weighs around 500 grams and it is around 15 to 20 centimeter in diameter. When we see the thickness, it is 2.5 centimeter. When we feel it, it is like spongy, and approximately 30% of uterine wall will be occupied by the placenta. Now let us discuss about the components of placenta. So placenta has been divided into two: maternal surface, decidua basalis, from the decidua basalis, fetal surface from the chorionic sac. So maternal surface, which is attached to the mother, that is called as maternal surface, which will be at the upper pole of the uterus, that is attached to the endometrium, is maternal surface. When we talk about the fetal surface, facing towards the fetus, so umbilical cord is inserted in it. The glistening, shiny, smooth, we can see in the picture, that is fetal surface. So as you can see the picture, this is maternal surface. This one is the maternal surface. Then this is where umbilical cord is present. This is fetal surface. So maternal surface, this comes from the lining of the mother's uterus. That means endometrium. Here you can see the basal plate and chorionic villi, and this is the uterine wall, and there are intervillous space, maternal blood. So it looks like a rough, dark red and meaty. It is divided into little sections called cotyledons. So it will store the calcium and whatever glucose and transmit to the baby. So these are the this is going to be anchoring the mother's blood vessels open up to pour the blood into the umbilical cord, and through umbilical cord it reaches to the fetus. Now let's talk about the fetal surface. So as you can see here, maternal and fetal surface both. So this is the maternal surface as we discussed, and this is the fetal surface where umbilical cord is present. So this part develops from the same cells as the baby, like blastocyst. It, unlike the mother side, this side is very smooth, shiny and grayish blue. You can see the umbilical cord attached right into the middle of it. So what is the job of it? It is a protective bag or sac which hold the baby and the amniotic fluid, and it contains the branching blood vessel that lead directly into the umbilical cord. So this umbilical cord carries the blood through the placenta to the fetus. It has two umbilical arteries and one umbilical vein, which is called as fetal vein and fetal artery. So there are intravillous spaces where blood is collected and received from the to the veins, and through the vein whatever oxygenated blood reaches to the fetus. And in the next slide we are going to discuss about the maternal picture, maternal surface, and I discussed about cotyledon, that also we are going to discuss. So as I have shown you the maternal and fetal surfaces, so here you can see the maternal fetal surfaces in the picture. So this is where the placenta is attached, maternal surface, and here is the fetal surface. So you can see the picture here. These are called as cotyledons. So 15 to 20 cotyledons will be present in the placenta, and it will store the glucose in the form of glycogen. And also there is a fetal surface where umbilical cord is attached. It is a smooth, shiny, as we can see vessels also, arteries and veins in the fetal surface. Okay, let's see the functions of placenta. So placenta plays a very major role in the development of fetus, mainly respiratory function, nutritive function, and storage function, excretional function, and also protective function and endocrinal function. Let us discuss in depth about the placental function. So here you can see the picture of placenta. In that what all the functions of placenta is uh, shown. So this is the maternal surface and this is the fetal surface, as we know this, and this is placenta, which has two umbilical arteries and one umbilical vein. So let's start with the respiratory function. So what respiratory functions placenta will be doing? So oxygen travels from the mother's blood through the placenta and into the umbilical vein, and umbilical vein will be carrying oxygenated blood, not the artery. You have to remember this. So umbilical vein will carry oxygenated blood to the fetus, and from the fetus umbilical arteries, deoxygenated blood carries from the fetus to the placenta. So carbon dioxide travels from the baby through the umbilical arteries back to the mother, so that she can breathe out. It also helps us to swap out the waste product like lactic acid to keep the baby's blood healthy. So this is the respiratory functions. Next is the nutritive function. So glucose, micronutrients. So the second most important function is nutritive functions. So the mother blood carries glucose, that means sugar for the energy, and micronutrients, vitamins and minerals to the fetus. So these passes through the placenta and travels to the fetus. Think of the placenta like a high-tech filter that let the good stuff in while keeping the most harmful things are out from the fetus. So that is the second most nutrition function. Next we'll see the endocrinal function. So this is also a main function. It is also called as control center. Here HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, estrogen, progesterone will be secreted. So this is the hormone. HCG is the hormone. It tells the body that the woman is pregnant. And also estrogen and progesterone, these hormones keep the lining of the womb thick and the healthy, so the baby has a safe place to grow. So this function, it's a placenta also a hormone factory. It produces chemical that tells that the mother body to stay pregnant and prepare for the delivery. Next is the storage function. It will store the glucose in the form of glycogen. Whenever fetus is needed, it will be used by the fetus. Next is the excretion function. So though carbon dioxide will be excreted from the fetus to the mother and it will be breathed out, Apart from this, bilirubin also excreted, as RBCs, red blood cells, are replaced relatively. So bilirubin, little amount of bilirubin also excreted from the fetus. And next, uh, protective function, immune. So very minimal uh, immunity will be provided, like it also protect from the certain bacteria to invade into the fetus, and it also prevent and prevent, as it will act as a barrier, though if the person is smoking, alcohol, other infections, the placenta will be providing protective function to the fetus by not entering certain bacteria into the fetus. So this is about the functions of the placenta. Here is a picture of the placenta, real placenta, where you can see the real placenta. This is a fetal surface where umbilical cord is present, which carrying the blood vessels, veins and arteries. The other side is a maternal surface where it is attached. During the delivery, we will remove the placenta, so membranes will be teared and we cannot see properly. And if we see the other side, it is a fleshy blood and cotyledons. We can see this cotyledons also. So this is the picture of the real placenta. Next, let us understand the clinical significance, what all the disorders of the placenta. There are certain disorders related to the placenta where it causes fetus to shows effect on the fetal growth, and also death of the fetus also can occur. So there is a one placenta accreta where implants too deeply all the way to the actual muscles of the uterine wall without penetrating it. So it is a type of condition. Placenta previa. So other than the normal position, I said that placenta always in the upper pole of the uterus. If it is the below pole or at the site of the cervix, so if it is blocking the cervix, normal labor cannot be possible. There are complications, though deliveries pregnancy can be continued but with the complications. Next is the placental abruption, that means bleeding from the placenta. So premature detachment of the placenta or bleeding which is concealed or mixed bleeding, like revealed bleeding. So it may cause and show effects on the fetus. Sometimes abortions also can occur. Next is the placentitis, which is the inflammation of the placenta and as by the due to the torch infections. So this is about the placenta. Hope you all have understood. If any doubts, please comment below and please subscribe. Thank you for listening. If any explanations further you needed, please ask in the comment.